Good morning, it's the 8th of April, and I have decided to be patient. As the rain continues to come down, this is perhaps the most significant morning deluge I've experienced. It is the wet season in Angola, so anything is possible. More typically, though, I run into what have been violent thunderstorms, lightning, and thunder that follows that will definitely frighten you here in the mountains of Angola. Now, that said, I have ridden out of the mountains, though I'm still high enough to be above the desert that I may reach today as I approach and cross the border with Namibia. I am thinking about that desert this morning in particular as I pause here. It is motivation to be patient and also grateful for the moisture. Once I reach the desert in Namibia, it will be desert all the way to Cape Town, is my understanding. A total of about 1,600 miles, so by no means a short distance, and through a very dry space. So this morning I have a hot cup of coffee. Thanks to the sisters, I was able to actually find hot water in a thermos. The sisters are otherwise doing other things. I will give them, however, a donation that will certainly compensate for that hot water. I have my own coffee. This morning I drank a cup of coffee in my metal bowl, which is part of my cook kit, in cold format, the norm for me for months by now. So it's nice to have a hot cup of coffee as I sit here and wait patiently for this rain to either stop or at least transition to something far lighter. I do have to make my way from the structure I'm in now to the road. It's about a quarter mile on a sand road. I managed to ride it yesterday. This morning I'll probably just walk it. I suspect there are puddles like the ones forming outside this building. Once I'm on the road, it's just the usual road surface that's spraying water up onto me. No big deal. This is the compound, part of it. I thought I would be camping just here below the trees, but the sisters surprised me. This is an Overlander Insight, by the way, this facility. They surprised me with this space, which I have all to myself, and theoretically for free, but I'm certainly not going to let that happen. This is an orphanage after all. There are youngsters here from age 5 all the way up to high school age. I have seen the older ones, not the youngsters. My grandfather was an orphan raised by nuns in Cambridge, Massachusetts, so the idea of protecting children, I trust they are protecting them here. Of course, the Catholic Church has a terrible reputation for reasons that they earned. But I've met the sisters here as I've met others elsewhere, and I assure you they are beautiful, kind, loving people. And by now I'm convinced that in the absence of the sisters from the Catholic Church, and no doubt individuals from other faiths, in their absence, those who have essentially nothing would suffer far more. So I am just full of gratitude when I think of these ladies who are doing the work every day and also living with close to nothing. And I mean from the perspective of an economy like the United States, where we take for granted so many things every day. I should begin to assemble the remaining items and put them on the bike, but I'm gonna enjoy this cup of coffee all the way to the bottom. Maybe by then one of the sisters will visit me and we will have a farewell, and I will have a final fond memory. I want to thank them for their kindness, for inviting me to stay in this space. It is a privilege to listen to the rain and the cool air coming through these windows. I need to pause and just be grateful for that as well, because I have really cooked on this journey. A couple of days ago, a high temperature for my life outside of the sauna, over 122 degrees Fahrenheit. So I will absorb what remains of this shower, a deluge, and then continue just 42 miles to the next adventure, to Namibia and beyond.